Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Raising Canes right here in Byron, Mississippi. We are back for the 2023 football season here for the Terry Bulldogs. And this is the South 78 Football Show with Coach Chris Thigpen, brought to you by CPA Realty. We got more on that later on, but on a more somber note to begin, I know that you're wearing one of your players who unfortunately passed this summer. Just kind of speak to that and kind of how you're going to honor them here in the first game of this upcoming season.
Yeah, you can see I'm wearing Robert Kincaid's, the late Robert Kincaid's football jersey. He played for us last season, and ironically, he also played for Raymond too. He transferred after football season and went to Raymond High School, and so he passed over the summer. It was a tragic, occurrence, and so what we're going to do, both Terry and Raymond, we're going to do something for him right before kickoff with his family. We have some people that are coming from the National Guard that's going to bring a gift.
Yeah.
Both teams have a jersey to present to the family, and so we wanted to do something to remember him.
Absolutely, and that is another thing that about this show particularly is that this is a special show where you get Terry and Raymond together. So we're going to get some interviews with different people, people from Raymond, people from Terry, and so this should be a good show. But that is definitely a way to start off. He brought these two schools together as well.
Right, absolutely. He got to see both sides of both programs, and when he left, we hated he left, but. They opened him with open arms as well, and he became a part of their team. So he was still in the school district, just was at two different high schools.
Absolutely, and so Coach, we'll start by turning the attention to the first game of the season. Some more exciting news here. We're coming up Friday, first game of the season. You're playing the Rangers or Raymond at home. You're able to get the game to be back at home, getting those fields right for that ball game. Coach, I just want to start by asking you, what is the excitement level like? What is the feeling down deep heading into this football season?
Well, it's for the players and the school, it's an exciting time. We play this game every season. They play us hard every year. Coach Fields does a great job, and I have a lot of respect for him, what he's done not only at Raymond but over the course of his career. His story deserves to be told. But as far as the game itself, this is a game that they've been playing for years, and so we kind of went back and forth on where we were going to play it and why we were going to change sites, but it worked out to play it at home in our favor. It was supposed to be our home game. Our field is in much better condition than it was, I guess, the first week of August, and so we're excited about that. And instead of playing at 7, it's hot outside, still hot outside now. We pushed the game back to 8 p.m. A lot of schools across the state are pushing their games back to 8 p.m. And it's mainly due to the heat.
Yeah, it's some crazy heat we've had this summer. I don't really remember it being this hot in the summer. Something else, just the consistency of it. But turning our attention to your offense, you got a new look because you got a new quarterback. In Ashton Fair. He's a big boy with a good arm, as we saw in the spring game. How do you think that his addition is going to open up this Bulldog offense?
Well, I think it will. He's a talented kid. He's a great young man, and he'll be able to do a lot of things for us. You may even see him at a different position. So, but he's just that unselfish. He's just that much of a team guy. He wants to do whatever he can to help the team, and that's the type of attitude we want, from all our players, not just from Ashton, but from all our players. We want them to be in that mode and have that mentality that they're going to be a team player. And so when you have that on your team, the entire team has much more success.
Yeah, and just kind of asking another question on that point, are you kind of looking at multiple quarterbacks in your lineup?
Yeah, we'll more than likely we'll play 2 guys back there. Titus Kelly is another guy that's earned a right to play there. He's played well. He's done well in practice, and we tell our players, we want competition at the position, but also you have to earn it during practice that week. And so you'll probably see both of those guys back there at some point.
Yeah, and so last season you had Jordan McGee as your quarterback, and he's still on the team. He's a junior. Now you slid him over to the running back slot. I mean, last season he was explosive. I mean, and a lot of his success came on that ground. Nearly 1,000 yards rushing, 11 touchdowns with 4 games over 100 yards rushing. That's from the quarterback spot.
Right.
So you just imagine what he can do solely focused on that. Just speak to the luxury of being able to allow him to focus on the ground game.
Well, Jordan is a very, very smart football player,
Yes.
and you don't get too many players like him over the course of your career. He can play multiple positions. Also, another unselfish guy on the field. I think an underrated part about his game is that he does a really good job during the week, during practice, preparing himself to make big plays on Friday. He's a guy that wants to get all the reps he can get. And he'll play defense, and when he's on defense, he makes incredible plays. He made a play at the end of our scrimmage last week that was just totally amazing. He intercepted a pass on the last drive, and that kind of sealed the deal for us. But he's a playmaker, and he's part of our program. We want kids like that to have a whole lot of success.
Okay, so how much of the offense defense thing you're going to have going on? Because you mentioned Jordan McGee playing defense. Also, Titus Kelly, he was safety last season.
That's right.
So are you going to have a lot of that action, especially with your guys that have a lot of talent like that?
You may see guys two platoon. You may see Titus play defense, Jordan play defense. Both of them play offense. But at some point, Jakevian Jones, another guy, maybe even Amarian Bailey, going both ways. But you got to try to be real solid in all 3 phases of the football game. And so sometimes you may have to move some players around. You want to build depth and have guys play at a high level. But, again, they have to earn that. And I think that's one thing that, parents and fans maybe they don't get to see that part during the week. They may just see 80 or 90 guys in a program and say, well, they only playing so many people. Well, that has to be earned, and those players get that opportunity to earn the right to play on Friday by what they do Monday through Thursday.
Absolutely, and know all about that for sure. Now, shifting to some of the possible concerns you can have. Last season, you had an excellent, monstrous front line with some guys. They went to college, play at the next level. You're losing those guys, losing a lot of those guys on that front line. Now you still have, and you mentioned him just a second ago, Amarian Bailey. He's got multiple D1 offers. He's playing inside linebacker. You got guys in the secondary that are ready to go as well that did well last season. But how are you going to replace those hogs up front?
Yeah, on the high school level, it's virtually very, very difficult to replace 3 guys that went on to play college football and that are on rosters right now. You like to say you have enough depth, but when you lose 3 guys up front that go play on the next level, that's not an easy thing to recover from. So we have our D-line hopefully we'll get the same or similar production, but it'd be more by committee. We got a lot more guys now that we can rotate and that we plan to play. Some of those guys, as I said, they were just behind Ty, Bill, and Tashawn last year.
Yeah.
And so, that remains to be seen. We got to go out and play well up front. That's where it starts, whether offense or defense up front.
Yeah, another concern would be some special teams because you lost some guys that were doing your kicking for you and the punting. Also, last season there were a couple games where that was a problem, the punt unit and stuff like that. Have y'all put some extra time in looking into trying to tighten that up?
Absolutely. We worked on that even during as far back as camp, going as far back as camp. Once again, in high school, you try to develop a guy that can kick, hopefully, into maybe being a specialist, but very few schools have an actual specialist, a guy that can place kick and kick it in the end zone, or a guy that can flip the field on punt. And so we got some soccer guys that joined our team, and they've been really working hard at learning how to kick the football and understanding the game. And so we're trying to help them out as much as possible with the situations that arise in the game. And so, Friday will be their first time seeing live, action in a football game. So hopefully they'll do well.
For sure, and now shifting our focus to Raymond, to the Raymond Rangers, who you guys are playing here on Friday night at Bulldog Field. They're a 4A ball club, but last season was a tough game, a tough 14-7 to win for us. But a very, very tough game. They ended up winning the next 6 games in a row that year.
Right.
They ended out 6-4, but they made the playoffs and everything. So this is a playoff team coming back this season. Just what do you expect from this Raymond team?
Man, I expect for them to play just as hard as they did last year. They're a prideful group. Coach Fields, as I said, has really changed that program around. They've made the playoffs, as you said, the last 2 seasons, I believe. And they got a lot of guys up front back. Their defensive line is an area of concern for us. All 3 of those guys are back, and they're going to be a challenge for us to deal with. But that's why you play the game. That's why you practice. That's why you scheme. And so I'm excited to see our guys on Friday night collectively, not just on the offensive side or defensive side, but collectively. We have an opportunity to go out, and we want to go 1-0 this week. Let's make no mistake about it. We want to go 1-0 this week, and we're not overlooking them, not one iota.
Absolutely, folks. Thank you for joining us. We've got more coming up. We got interviews with Coach Fields of the Raymond Rangers. We've got interviews with players and more right here on the South 78 Football Show, right here on the TS Edmond Network. Are you seeking a new home or looking to sell yours? Well, you need to contact India Banks with CPA Realty. CPA Realty, serving clients in the Hinds County area, including Terry and Byram, and even out to Edwards and Bolton. An accredited buyer's representative and military relocation professional, India Banks is committed to providing excellent customer service to her clients. Call 601-212-3418, 601-212-3418, CPA Realty. Hello, everybody. We are right here with Michael Fields, head coach of the Raymond Rangers. And, Coach, you're heading into this week. You're facing your rival, the Terry Bulldogs. Last season, very tough matchup there over there in Raymond, 14-7 game. Y'all came up on the short end. The second half, though, no score. No score in the second half. It was a very, very hard-fought game before y'all ended up winning 6 in a row. But just starting off with Terry, what is your focus taking on Terry here on Friday?
Well, it's always a tough task to play Terry, a rival game, bigger school. But what we're looking for is can't worry about the wins and the losses. You got to worry about the fundamental parts of the game and have a stepping stone to get ready for the future.
Absolutely. And heading into this season, last season, just like I said, you end up going on that 6-game winning streak, made the playoffs last season, had a good year. You guys are in the 4A classification. I know that things got shifted, regions get changed. What is your thought about this region coming into this new year?
Well, we're pretty much in our same region. We lose North Pike, but we gain Richland. So it's pretty much the same. Like I said, it's favorable if we can gel together. We got a young team. If we can gel together and continue to just improve, I think we got a chance to be successful.
Yeah, and so going into this year, some changes that you have from last year's season to this year's season. What would you say are the pros to the new team and the cons in comparison to last season's team?
One thing, within the last 2 years, we've lost 40 players. I had 18 the first year, and then I lost 22 last year. 22 good players. But on the top side of that, the other kids have been with me 3 years.
Yep.
So they're going to be more acclimated to what I want and have more of my type of attitude. And hopefully, like I said, we can gel together as a team. Because no matter how good athletes you have, if you don't play as a team, you're not going to be successful.
Absolutely. And one last question. So the culture of your team, I know that you're talking about these guys that have been with you for 3 years. How do you feel the culture of your team is, just how they get along together and how they play together on the field?
One thing they do, they work hard.
Yep.
They work hard, time on task. They know they try to be prompt with everything. We try to dot every I, cross every T, and be prompt about what we're doing and be more consistent about it. Like I said, that makes up for some of the athletic talent that we lost in the last 2 years.
Absolutely. Coach, thank you for joining us for sure. And we're looking forward to
welcome.
seeing you guys take the field against Terry. That should be a good game. That'll be on the TSM Network streaming live. Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome.
Yep, absolutely. Hello, everybody. We're right here with Tylon Bundley. He is the senior quarterback for the Raymond High School Rangers, who are taking on the Terry Bulldogs on Friday night. And Tylon, man, my first question for you, man, is this is a rivalry game, taking on the Terry Bulldogs, just a few miles away in the same school district and everything. Does this game have a little extra juice?
Yes, sir. It pushes our team to, strive harder this weekend, practice harder, and give us the ability to come out on top.
Absolutely. So last season you guys went 6-4, winning 6 in a row at one point in time in the season, making the playoffs. What is your expectation for this season?
My expectations for the team this season is to exceed that 6-4 and continue the winning streak to continue on throughout the season and further us to the second round of the playoffs.
Yeah, so you have a football long off season. You're talking about 10 months of an off season, man. Do you have any jitters going into this game?
No, sir. We played a jamboree last week and came out on top. So, and we just worked all summer. We lift weights on the field, just worked, and we push each other each and every day, each and every practice.
Absolutely. What do you feel about the culture of this team? Just how you guys get together, how you guys play together?
Coach Field strives us to be a brotherhood, not just a team, but come together and work together and, put in plays, put in efforts and practice. It just push us hard to be more than just a team, but be a brotherhood as well.
Tylon, appreciate you, man. Look forward to seeing you on the field on Friday night.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, folks, we are right here with Jordan McGee Jr., running back for this Terry Bulldogs football team. Last season, man, you're at the quarterback spot, man. You were dynamic there at the quarterback spot, but you did a lot of good stuff running. I called out some of the stats when I was talking to Thigpen there. Nearly 1,000 yards rushing, 11 rushing touchdowns, 4 games over 100 yards rushing. Man, how does it feel to be able to kind of just focus solely on that running game now?
Man, I can do better now. Running back, I can just go now. I ain't gotta really escape really.
Absolutely, man. So, big question. So coming up, you're playing Raymond here on this Friday night. The rivalry game last season was a 14-7 game. It was a tough game there. Those guys' playoff team last season. How do you feel going into this game? Does it have a little extra juice to it playing Raymond?
Yeah, like it's rival. So like our rival game just be intense. So we got to just show up and show out.
Absolutely. So what are your expectations for this team this season? Because last season y'all went 4-7, but y'all were in arguably the toughest region in the state at the time. Now the region's got a little changed up. You're in a new region, and the team is bulking up offensively on talent as well. How do you feel about this team going into the season?
We really just got to work together. But I've been seeing us grow together, so I feel like we'll have a very great season.
Absolutely. And so, man, big long off season, man. 10 months off, and that's how it is every summer, man. So do you get any jitters at all coming back after 10 months off?
Not really, because I've been playing since I was young. So
yeah.
When I'm coming up, I'm ready to play at this point.
Absolutely. So what do you feel about the culture of this team? Just how you guys play together and how you guys get along when y'all are working together?
We're a family first, and then they my brothers.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate it, Jordan. Looking forward to seeing you on the field here on Friday night.
Thank you.
Everybody, we are right here with Will Johnson, right here from the Terry Bulldogs, senior wide receiver for this team. And Will, man, look, Terry Bulldogs fans are definitely familiar with you, man.
Yes, sir.
Last season had a good year, man. You had to step up after guys were getting hurt and everything like that, and you end up being one of the number 1 guys there. So, man, going into this season, you're playing Raymond on Friday night.
Yes, sir.
Does that game have a little bit more juice to it as a rivalry game?
Of course. Rivalry game, we always trying to go at them hard, start the year off. It's perfect. Number 1 game, rivalry game. We always got to go hard. And, we definitely looking to blow these guys out,
It's funny. They're sitting right there. And so this is a pretty cool show here. But what are your expectations for this team going into the season? So last season went 4-7, but,
started off 3-0.
Yep. Started off 3-0. Arguably the toughest region in the state. And also, guys had some injuries. The season got derailed by injuries. But going into this season, a shifted region, added some more talent on the offense. So what do you feel about this team going into the season?
State. No question. No other option. State. We got to go deep into the playoffs. We want to be the first team in Terry history. You know, we don't change the culture this year. So definitely go to the playoffs. Definitely make it far. Definitely try to win state.
Absolutely. So, man, 10 months of off season. So football, you got 10 months of off season, man. Do you think you'll have any jitters going into the first game of your senior year after 10 months off season, man?
I was nervous. I had the Butterflies Jefferson County game. So I'm still very nervous. My senior year, I know guys looking up to me. So I feel like I gotta pitch it perfect. You feel me? So yeah, I'm definitely still nervous.
Absolutely, man. So how do you feel about the culture of this team? Just how you guys get along, y'all's camaraderie together as a team?
We coming closer and closer together day by day. We're becoming family. So this culture is definitely going to change for us. We definitely want to turn into a winning team, especially with this new district, this new competition.
Yeah.
We definitely feel like we're one of the top dogs here.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate it, Will.
Yes, sir.
For joining us. Absolutely. We got some more coming up. All right, everybody, I'm right here with the Raymond Rangers' Corbin Hill, wide receiver and cornerback for Raymond High School Rangers, and he's a senior. And Corbin, man, first question I wanted to ask you, I was asking a lot of these guys this question. Man, as a rivalry game, does this game have a little bit of extra juice to you?
Yes, sir. Of course, this game, we've been waiting so long for this game, the first game of the season, and it gives us motivation to play hard, have fun.
Absolutely. And so last season, man, you guys made the playoffs, even went on a 6-game winning streak at one point in the season. Man, what is your expectations for this team in this upcoming season?
Our main goal is to win every game possible. We trying to go way further. We trying to go way past the first round.
Absolutely. Last season, you guys made it to the first round, but you ended up losing in the first round.
Yes, sir.
Last season, you guys played Terry's 14-7. Very close game.
Yes, sir.
You guys dropped it, but it's a very good game. How competitive do you expect this game to be on Friday night?
It's going to be a very good game. It's going to be a whole lot of fun out there. It's going to be a lot of trash talking. It's going to be a very big game. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. So you have that 10-month off season, man. It's a long off season, man. Do you think you're going to have any jitters going into your first game of your senior year on the road?
No, because I've been doing this for 4 years now.
Yeah.
So I feel like me and the team, we, going hunting.
Absolutely. So how do you feel about the camaraderie of your team, just how your team works together and plays on the field?
With this senior group that we have, we are big on leadership. So we big on to be one.
Absolutely. Man, Corbin, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Look forward to seeing you on the field there on Friday night. It'll be live on the TSJ Network.
Okay.
Yep, thank you.
No problem.
All right, everybody, we were right here with Elise Noel. She is on the Raymond High School cheer squad as a senior. And first question I just wanted to ask you is, what got you into doing cheerleading?
Basically, with me growing up, I grew up around a lot of boys. I used to play football a lot, but for some reason, when I got to middle school and I had the opportunity to cheer, I just wanted to do it. And then after that, since my 7th grade year, I just been wanting to cheer.
Absolutely. So now you're a senior. Do you have any more leadership roles that you've been enjoying having going into this new year?
Actually, I like being a senior. It's like you at the top, but you still have to show how humble you are. And I like showing them that because it's like I don't want nobody to be one of those that's just out of the way. I don't
Absolutely. So now, Friday night, it's going to be a Raymond-Terry game. It's going to be a lot of excitement there. As a cheerleader, do you get excited by the energy that goes into a game like a rivalry game?
Yes. That's any game, though. It's just the roar from the crowd is everything.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us, for sure, for this interview. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And you want me to say Fabian Nelson, candidate for the state representative?
Yes.
District 66?
That's it.
All right, good deal.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. I'm Trellis Williams right here at the Raising Cane's in Byron, Mississippi. This is the South 78 Football Show presented by CPA Realty. I am right here with Fabian Nelson. He is a candidate for state representative, District 66. And Mr. Nelson, thank you for joining us. And my first question for you is, man, what made you decide to run for the State House?
Well, it's moments like this where you can come out and be involved with community and it's just such a good feeling to see the energy and doing things, for the children and with the children. And we need some good, solid representation that's going back into the community and being the bridge between the community and our state capital. So it's all about community involvement, giving people a person in office that they trust that they can call a friend.
Absolutely. So, man, what's your background like? Where are you from, and like what have you been doing coming up to this point?
I am born and raised in Yazoo City, Mississippi. So I'm a country boy. Made my way down here via Jackson State University when I got my undergrad degree, and just kind of stuck around. I became a real estate broker, started selling real estate. Nice. So me and my family have settled right here in Byram, right in the heart of District 66.
Nice, absolutely. Yeah, so what is the central message? What would you say is the central message of your campaign?
It's very simple. It's reliable representation. I kept it simple because the thing is I'm all about getting back to the basics. We have to meet the basic needs of people before we move on to the fancy stuff. And right now we're not meeting the basic needs, and solely because we're not listening to our citizens. So we got to listen to our citizens, get the basic needs met, and after that, we can get some things done and collaborating with the community. So like I said, being a bridge between the community and our government, because so many people are disconnected right now, and we got to get that connection back.
Absolutely. So runoffs happen on August 29th for this seat.
Yes.
And so in the regular election, it was a three-way race, and you end up with 42. And Runda Harris-Allen, 32. So you were up on it. What do you feel about your chances going into the runoff?
Feel really good about the chances in the runoff. Yep. The thing about runoffs is they can be tricky because a lot of people don't come back to the polls.
Yep.
And so it's just getting the people engaged and getting people fired up to come back, which the message has been very clear. Everybody's saying we're out talking to people. They're saying, Fabian, you don't have to come talk to us because we were coming back anyway. But we're just going to stay on top of the people. In this race, it's very historic, being that I got more votes than any candidate in Hinds County for State House. And so being a rural area and being able to pull the voters out was amazing. So we're going to do it again on the 29th.
Absolutely. Last question. So Raymond Terry, right here on Friday night at 8 p.m. at Bulldog Field in Terry, Mississippi. What is your prediction for that ball game?
My prediction is going to be 120% Terry. Go Bulldogs.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I appreciate you saying that, and thank you for joining us, Mr. Nelson, for sure, right here on the South 78 Football Show.
Most definitely. It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yep, thank you.
Okay.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I am Charles Williams. Right here with me is Runda Harris-Allen. She is a candidate for State House, District 66. And Miss Harris-Allen, thank you for joining us. My first question for you is, what made you decide to run for state representative?
Well, currently I am the Alderwoman at Large here in Byram, Mississippi.
Yep.
And with the work I've done thus far, I said, why should I just stay in Byram when I can offer resources to an entire district? And so I decided to run so I can provide some of those same resources for District 66, which includes South Jackson, Byram, Raymond, Terry, Larned, and Utica.
So what would you say is the central message of your campaign?
The central message of my campaign is for all of us to work together to build a better district. I can't do it by myself. The constituents can't do it by themselves. But if we work together along with the legislature, then we can push District 66 further and hopefully push the county and push the state in the direction it needs to go in for positive change.
Yep, so there's a runoff August 29th
Yes.
for the District 66 House seat. Runoffs are interesting because they change who's voting. You were in second coming into it, and so you're going to run against Fabian Nelson for that one. So how do you feel about your chances in the runoff?
I feel very good. I've had my boots on the ground every day, meeting more people, talking to people. Everyone has been very positive about the campaign. So I feel like the turnout is going to be good.
Yep. So one thing you mentioned to me before is that you've had your sons graduate from Terry and play football, including Donovan Allen,
yes,
who's the kicker last season. That's who I'm familiar with, as I did the games last season. So I think I kind of know what your answer is going to be on this one. But what's your prediction on Terry Raymond on Friday night?
My prediction is Terry is going to win by at least 12 points. That is what I'm predicting. Give or take maybe a point or two.
Uh.
But I'm predicting we're going to win. It's an excellent program. They have great coaches. And what I most love about the team is they believe in academics first. And so they got smart players on the field, so they know what to do to get the job done.
Absolutely. And thank you for joining us for sure.
Thank you.
For that interview. We got some more coming up right here on the South 78 Football Show. Hello, everyone. We were right here with Deandra Hoskins, alderwoman here for the city of Byram. She's been doing it for a while, for about a decade. And so my first question is, so Byram growing rapidly. And over the 10 years that you've been alderwoman, it's, what, 3-4 times the size it was at the beginning of that?
Oh, yes.
Maybe more than that?
Yes.
I don't know. A lot bigger. Just talk about the process of growing that Byram has done.
Well, it's been quite a journey. I think our growth catapulted when Walmart came.
Yeah.
And it took some maneuvering in order for us to get Walmart here.
Yeah.
We had to offer them certain tax incentives, but we have those incentives have paid off to us exponentially since Walmart came.
Yeah.
Our yearly budget has grown several millions of dollars. So it was a great investment, and I'm excited to see more growth in the future.
Absolutely, and I guess the Walmart coming in was very early in your time.
Yes, it was. It was.
Yeah, so just talk about your motives and kind of what led you to run and then assume the position.
Okay, so I'm an attorney by day.
Yeah.
And I have a bachelor's in political science and a master's degree in political science. So although I enjoy learning about politics and watching the political theater on TV, I never imagined that one day I would be a politician.
Yeah.
And in fact, I don't consider myself a politician. I'm a public servant. And what interested, I had several people to encourage me to put my name on the ballot and to run. I never imagined that I would win because I'm an introvert at heart.
Yeah.
But I do have a love for the people. I've enjoyed being here and doing this work. And I feel the love in return. And I'm just excited to continue this journey.
Yeah, I would say that a lot of people would look at the city of Byram and say the city of Byram really runs pretty smoothly. People would say that.
Thank you.
So just kind of describe kind of the culture of the government side of it, because I've been living here for 9 years here in Byram, and I've loved it, but I don't really know the insides of the government side of it. Just describe that.
Okay. So we're a strong board, weak mayor form of government. Basically, that does not mean anything. It sounds like the board has all the power and the mayor doesn't have much power, but in actuality, the mayor runs the daily operations. He's the manager of the employees. When you're the manager of the employees, you're running the business.
Yeah.
We don't run the business on the Board of Aldermen. We're the lawmaking body. We're the legislative branch, the mayor's executive branch. All we do is vote yes and no, up or down.
Yeah.
And essentially we make policy. But of course, we have our department heads that do a great job, and they're the guts of they're the hardest operation.
Yeah.
They're doing the work. We're just in the background supporting them.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us for sure.
Thank you for having me.
Yep, and thank you all for joining us, South 78 Football Show.
All right.
Yep. Thank you. We are right here with Stephanie Foster, State Representative for District 63. She's going in her second term. And Stephanie, my question I wanted to ask was what made you get into that role? What made you run and then assume that role?
Okay, so I began working at the state capitol in 2016 as a part-time committee assistant, and thereafter I lobbied for probably about a year, and I gained much insight about the position itself, and I saw a need for the district. I saw a need especially for our teachers, because losing so many teachers to Memphis and to Texas and with all of that, so I wanted to run to better District 63 and as well as the state of Mississippi.
So what would you say is because you mentioned the teachers there, what would you say is your biggest vision?
My biggest vision is Medicaid expansion and the teacher pay raise, but mostly the Medicaid expansion. And with these hospitals, closing, so I want to be able to be very vocal with that as well, because we have so many senior citizens or the disabled, they cannot afford. So it's so not affordable for them. So seeing all these hospitals closed, that's one of my biggest vision with this Medicaid expansion.
So just talk about your background, where you came from, and what you were doing before you got into public office.
So my name is Stephanie Foster. I'm from Edwards, Mississippi, small town, Edwards, Mississippi,
yep.
but I live here. I live here in South Jackson. So I graduated from Raymond High School in 1985.
Okay.
Attended Hines Community College in Raymond, and attended Mississippi College. So I serve as the homeowners president for Western Hill Subdivision, which entails 215 houses. I've been doing that probably about 16, 17 years.
Yep.
I have served as a lobbyist. I serve the schools as well, serving on the PTSO boards at the different schools.
Okay.
So being a community activist, I'm involved with our community, especially with our youth. So coming out here tonight, wanted to be here for the kids. Terry High School and Raymond High School. Although, like I said, I'm a graduate of Raymond High School, class of 1985.
Yep, absolutely. So, and this is going to be my last question. I kind of get a feel for what you're going to say. So, prediction. Friday night, Raymond and Terry at Bulldog Field in Terry, Mississippi. Who you got?
So let me just explain a little. In my neighborhood in Western Hills, there are Terry High School players.
Okay.
In my neighborhood. On the other hand, I'm a graduate of Raymond High School.
Yep.
So being a dedicated, I mean very dedicated to Raymond High School, I am going to predict the game winning with Raymond High School 28, Terry High School 14.
All right. Well, hey, listen, if it ends up being 28-14 Raymond, I'm gonna mention that on the stream. I'm gonna have to give you some credit on the stream.
Yes, I would say 28-14. So I'm looking for a great game. We're looking for a great night, and with this heat, I'm so thankful that they moved the time to 8 o'clock as opposed to 6 o'clock. So probably there weren't not going to be many out there. But 8 o'clock is a great time, and I'm looking for them. These kids are all excited.
Yep.
Terry High School, my neighbors who played football, they're saying, now, are you going to sit on Terry's side or Raymond? I said, guess what? I'll be back and forth. So that's how you do it as a fan of Terry and Raymond. But, of course, Raymond High School will win.
It's going to be rocking on Friday night. We're looking forward to seeing it. It will be live on the TSN Network starting at 8 o'clock on Friday night. And thank you, Ms. Foster, for joining us.
Absolutely. I've enjoyed this night, and I'm going to go over and mingle with Terry and Raymond High School.
And, yep, do that. This has been a great night bringing these two schools together.
Yes.
You got a rivalry, but you also have some good sportsmanship, some good togetherness amongst the people
and not
of Hines
even
County.
with the football. It's like that with basketball.
Yep.
The rivalry game. But I think football.
Basketball is something else, too.
Basketball is something else. And, of course, Raymond High School beat every time. We beat every time for basketball. So,
And Raymond's got a good basketball program.
So are you going to be out there at the game on Friday night?
That's right. We'll be calling it from the press box there, and it'll be streaming live to YouTube.
Well, you will see me definitely, and of course, I'm wearing Raymond High School color.
Yeah.
The royal blue. So I'll be in my T-shirt, the gold. I don't know the gold or the blue what we're wearing, but whatever color they're asking us to wear, I'll be there.
Absolutely, and look forward to it for sure. Thank you all for joining us. This is the South 78 Football Show. I am Trellis Williams with the TSN Network. We out.